Welcome back, everyone. In this part, we'll be introduced to a very useful and interesting technique. Guys, usually during a project, during a structural project to be more precise in Revit, users would usually face a particular kind of challenge, forcing them to use several types of families or basically items and features similar to that. Now, let me elaborate on this. Let me tell you what I'm exactly talking about. Well, what kind of challenge, to be more specific. Guys, in Revit, we don't really have access to databases regarding, for example, the connection items or fabrication items such as bolts or anchors. And we basically have some default items and features that the software has given us. Now, to give you an example, take a look at this CAD file. We got some like M26 bolts, or let me find another plan. Let me see. Here we got a typical anchor bolt. So you can see there's a specific kind of a structure here. And Revit does not have a such structure, such thing on its own. Like there's a couple of bolts, and then there's a gasket beneath them, then another bolt again. Then we can see a couple of specific elevation codes. After that, there's a bent in the form down here. So anyway, basically, guys, Revit does not really provide us with such settings and items. Now, guys, we don't have such things, but we have many more items, but they are not our focus. Our focus today will be how to create such a specific database for ourselves. As an example, if I try editing this, as you can see here, we would see some standard items. Well, by items, I mean different sizes. Like, we don't have size 28, as you can see. Now, what if we definitely needed that size 28? How we can get it? Well, this is actually our question today. Let's try creating this size 28, or even 26. We don't have 26 either. Well, again, guys, as I said, we are not able to do this using the Revit items. Now, remember, guys, there's a point here. All the databases that we'll get in Revit for our Steel tab comes from Advanced Steel. Now, take a look at this path that I got up here. There's folder C, Program Data, Autodesk, Revit Steel Connections, and the required version, and at the end, the using standard. We actually have several standards to go with. I usually go with English US, so I'm just going to open it up. And as you can see, we got many different databases here. And the one that Revit uses would be this one, Base. And we have the exact same thing, the exact same database in the Advanced Steel software as well. You know what, let me show you where you can find this exactly. Here we got INT as in International, select, then Steel. Now, data, and then here we can find the exact same file. Where is it? Here, Base. Or rather, this one, sorry. Now, guys, directly opening these files up would be a little bit complex. So, don't try that, actually. If you want to do this as easily as possible, you need to install the Advanced Steel software first. Now, here, let's try creating the M28 bolt. So what I'm going to do would be click on New up here, and then open up a file in Advanced Steel software. Now, guys, there are some items in Advanced Steel software that we can use not only for opening these files up, but also for applying modifications on them. And they are quite simple to work with. So let's see what we can do here, how we can work with them. Now, from Home, then Settings, I need to select Management Tools. Or from Tools, I can find Management Tools again. Both of them are the same. Anyway, when we select that, this tab would appear. And we can see items such as bolts, shared stud, anchors, and basically items such as these. Now, we needed a bolt, so I'm going to select this. Then here, I need to open this list. And guys, we have other items as well, like nuts or washers. Yeah, basically, we have different items, different standards that we can work with here. Again, bolt. Then I'm going to go with A325 metric, right-click, and give me a duplicate. For the name, A325 metric, capital M, actually, underscore, what I can go with here. You know what, new. Yeah, don't think about this too much. This is quite optional. And apply. Right, here we go. It got added here. Let's see what we got in this part. We got parameters, set, bolts, and holes. In each part, we can set some particular settings. However, guys, we need to be familiar with some specific terms and jargons, like, for example, what exactly is a bolt length or grip length. Alright, let me go back to Revit for a second and try entering the sketching mode for this bolt. Let's see what kind of modifying items we got here. For example, there's bolt length again, or grip length, guys. And by the way, if you remember from our discussion regarding the connection items, we actually said that based on some specific terms and conditions, such as the maximum length that each bolt should actually be covering, the bolt's form should be specified. Otherwise, we'll get an exaggerated kind of form, or we can simply say a non-standard one, alright? Now guys, you can easily just Google the required data and information for creating a standard form for your bolts. And also, guys, in our current model, we don't have items such as washers or nuts, so we can even add these items as well. Now, overall, my point here is we can easily create all of these items in Advanced Steel. So, let's go back to our Advanced Steel software. Now, let's see what we are working with here, guys. I got a copy, then I'm not going to change the grade. Take a look at this part, though. In our diameter list, we don't have 28. So let's see what we should do about this. The standard is A325. All right. Back to diameter. First, click on New. When this tab appeared, we need to specify a name first. 28. Then next up, we need to specify a name for displaying this. Let me select this. Edit. If I go ahead and enter this tab here, then I'm going to enter this part. I'm talking about this. This is the name that I'm talking about. So this is the display name that I mentioned earlier. So let's go back to Advanced Steel again. Now, I can go with, for example, M28. Or like 28.00, like this. Whatever basically you're more comfortable with. Alright, moving on. Next up, we have increments of hole diameter. I'm going to set this on 2. And then we got along A and across B, which are these dimensions here. I'm going to set them on a fixed up number like 2 for now. And I guess now we can hit apply. And just like this, the bolt would be created. Just set the source on A325M. Now, we got a table down here, guys, in which we need to specify some information, such as the minimum and maximum grip, or the bolt length, the delta. Let's talk about them. I'm going to start by activating these two options, Rule 1 and Rule 2. Then I'm going to add some values like 25, 60, 65, and 5. And by the way, guys, I actually Googled these info. Okay. 100 and 10. Now, let me check something. And apply. Okay, we got no sets yet. So, back to set. Guys, here we can basically set up or assemble our item. For example, where exactly we want the washers, the bolts, and nuts based on what we need. And also, we need to choose an assembly code as well. Now, as you can see, we got some default ones here. I'm going to go with N. Now, guys, let's see how exactly we can assemble this. You know what, maybe a couple of washers first. So, I'm going to click on this plus symbol. As I said, I need a washer. Now, as for the type, give me, for example, this one. 10.9 for the grade. And for the diameter, give me 27 for now. Yeah, because we haven't created any new washers. I'm just going to go with the one that we have. Just like what we did for the bolt, we can create a washer, but let's just leave that for now. Anyway, back here again, let's add another washer. So, select the type one more time. 10.9 again for the grade, and 27 for the diameter. Alright, apply. After a couple of washers, we can add a nut. So, again, for the type, I'm going to go with, where is it? Here, this one. And again, 10.9 and 27. Okay, done. Now, our bolt has a couple of washers and a nut set under them. Okay, so let's apply this, and then we need to enter the bold tab here to apply or set the required databases. So let's begin from this part here, A. So this would be 53, 17.9. Number of corner, I need a hexagon, so 6. Right, now here. We got length, weight, and part name. For the length, give me 50, then 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, and 190. All right, now for the weight. Starting from 0.7, then 0.8. After that, I'm going to copy it. We need the same weight all the way to this weight, to this length. Now 0.9. And again, the same goes all the way to this length, to 100 more specifically. Now 1.5. Then, oh, actually, no, 1.1. So again, 1.1 all the way to this length, 130. Then 1.2 all the way to 170. Now 1.3. And the same goes for the last one. Now for the part name, we need a specific name. Like again, I'm going to go with A325 metric, 28 as the diameter, so 28 by 50 millimeters. Yeah, this will do just fine, so I'm just going to use it. I'm going to paste it for all of the other types. You know, this part name could actually be counted as some sort of a description as well, guys. All right, done. Now for these values, the next one would be 55, then 60. Let me try doing this accurately. 60 millimeters, then 65. And well, we just continue setting these values based on the length that we have. Nothing too crazy or complicated. And guys, do not rush anything. Try to be as patient as possible to prevent making any mistakes. Okay. And done. 190 millimeters. Yeah, all done. Let's apply this. And we can basically do this for any bolt with any specific size that we want. Now let's try doing a little bit of test here. I'm going to go ahead and set this rectangular plate here. For the dimensions, give me 500 by 500. Thickness on 20. Oh, what happened? Oh, 500, sorry. It was 50. I'm going to get a copy of this plate. Now select both, select these two, enter, and set this boundary here. Yeah, now in this tab, we need to set the type on, where is it? I'm looking for the one that we just created. Okay, I can't find it here, so we need to go back to tools again and try updating this. Right, now let's check again. Let's see whether we got it or not. Yeah, here we go. A325 new. Now set up the grade and 28. Yeah, done and done. Now here I'm going to set this on 3, then set this on 50, and also 50. Yeah, now as you can see, we got a bolt, a couple of washers, and then a nut. Let me set this on conceptual for better view. All good up to this point, guys. Now the main question, how we can use this in Revit. Well, let's see. I'm going to close this down and go back to Revit. Now, guys, before we start, let me tell you something regarding these folders. Let me close Revit down for a second. Guys, we might actually need these folders in the future. So, never apply the modifications on the main file. Instead, we should always create some sort of a backup for them. Alright, and we need another one also for this one, for luck. So, now let's go back to our Advanced Steel folder. Select these two, get a copy, then back here, Control-V, paste. Now these databases would be used in Revit, guys. I'm going to open up Revit. So again, guys, basically this technique is for when you want to work with or when you want to modify some items, some connections items such as bolts, anchors, like nuts, washers, and stuff like that in Revit, guys. And as we just saw, we are able to apply all the required modifications based on the standards that we have in mind. And guys, honestly, this whole thing has a lot of advantages to it. Like, for example, you can create a very detailed structure, steel structure with a very nice and accurate schedule. Well, as you just saw, you don't really need to work on, for example, creating new families, right? And well, guys, we actually had a full discussion regarding all of these points, all of these topics along our course. And well, obviously, using this new technique, guys, you would be able to manage your structural projects even better than before now, okay? I mean, honestly, I'm sure that you have faced some challenges, such problems like limitations that actually exist when it comes to working with different databases in Revit for structural projects. Like, as an example of these databases, we can mention like some features regarding some specific anchors or bolts. Anyway, back to our own work. I'm going to try selecting this. Then up here, click on Edit. All right, now I'm going to enter this part, flange top bolts. If I open up this list, we would find the type that we just created. See, A325 new. Now we need to find 28. Oh, first we need to set this on new. Now we can find 28. And yeah, that is all. See, exactly the same thing that we created in our Advanced Steel software. If I press tab and select this, in the Properties tab, you would find the data that we set based on the assembly. Guys, basically this short session is quite important. Try practicing it as much as you can, and don't forget to download and install the Advanced Steel software. Oh, and by the way, guys, remember, Advanced Steel is actually an AutoCAD-based platform software. So if you want to install it, you actually need to have the same version of AutoCAD as well. Like, for example, for both of them, go with the 2026 version. All right? And do the same for Revit. All right, guys, we're done here. Hope you all enjoyed our session. Don't forget to practice, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye and good luck.